Welcome everyone to another super duper exciting freaking first. You're gonna hear it here first episode of Four Dads podcast. Um, John, I'm gonna be totally honest with you, dude. I don't know what's going on with golf this week. I've been so busy. Work's been crazy. Baby girl is a genius, and I feel like a dummy because I'm like, that show Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader is real. Like I'm like I'm having to read her books and pronounce words, and I'm like, is that the right pronunciation? Given
Oh boy.
my kid's only 18 months, but still I'm just like, whoa.
It's your
This
kid.
is a
You're
lot.
able to you can just pronounce it how you want. That's the thing. They have
Oh,
no idea. But the Texas
oh my
Children's
goodness.
Houston Open is up. I believe they used to call it the Shriner Open. I'm almost positive. It's in Texas. Wilson Fore, Alabama product, is tied first with Taylor Moore. Davis Riley is up there. This is usually like that weird kind of
Who
limbo
are these
time
people?
it's right before like the Masters, right? Where they're just like, okay, come on, let's get to the Masters. No one cares about these tournaments. The leaderboard, again, isn't really impressing. It doesn't have too many of the big names up there because like we mentioned offline, you got Bo Hostler, who's won a few tournaments up there, who's probably more known, especially in the YouTube golf world, on Bob Does Sports. Great looking guy at the visor. JJ Spawn, who else did you say? No Finau. He's on there as well.
That's kind of disrespectful, dude. Bo Hostler's been around, just because.
I'm just saying. In the YouTube world, he's been around. Like he's more in the face of people, right? Like compared to like these other golfers that
Bob?
you don't really see.
Wait, are you talking Bob or Bo?
No, I'm talking Bo. Like for Bo, you see him in front of the camera more in a few Bob Does Sports videos.
I was gonna say he definitely kind of floated, got more recognition because of those videos at like, what was it, the Riviera and the Waste Management, right? But I mean, Bo's been around for a while. He's a good player.
He has.
He
has. But I'm saying like compared to like a Davis Riley who's been around for a little while, or you have even Taylor Moore. You don't really know too much about them, right? They're not really on the YouTube scene at all. Even Mackenzie Hughes, one guy who I usually pull for. I don't even know if he's won a tournament yet, but Aaron Rai. The guy who plays with double gloves and head covers, from India.
Oh, well, now.
I always pull for him because he grew up, whether it was India or I think he might be from the United Kingdom, that didn't have too much money. But, he said, like, ever since he was young, his dad tried his best, to give him the best clubs, the best opportunities to succeed. But, golf was expensive. And, because of that, he always had head covers because he wanted to keep all the clubs clean. He wanted to keep them fresh. His dad would always clean them after every round and do everything to make sure that he can get the best use out of them for the long term because obviously they're expensive. And because of that, he's like, that's why I still keep head covers on now because it's more of an integrity thing. It's something that I grew up with and it's just how I was raised. And I know there's a huge like, what do you call it? Not discrepancy, but like slight on people that use head covers as like the big joke, But I feel like for someone in that situation who came from that, and I mean, it's kind of cool to kind of see it come full circle. But I've always been pulling for him, and it was really random. I just saw him on the leaderboard right now. But I mean, actually, what we should talk about, because this little Houston thing's a little Molinari won for like the first time in like 3 years or something, right?
Topped his 3-wood at Pebble Beach. Yeah,
dude, like is he a better bucket hat player than Joel Damon? Like, what's going on here? Like the bucket hat bros, like, because he plays with the bucket hat as well.
Molinari?
Joel, yeah, like bold,
Francesco. What's his name?
like
Francesco or Francesco?
And
is it Francesco?
Yeah, dude. And his swing, honestly,
the dude who almost won the Masters. Is that who you're talking about?
That might be Dylan. Oh, what's his name? Are you thinking about the guy with the sleeves and the glasses?
No. You're talking about Molinari, right? The dude who almost won the Masters. uh, who topped us through it at Pebble Beach. Francisco Molinari, is that who you're talking about, or Francesco Molinari?
I'm gonna look it up right now. I'm trying to look up because he won last week. But with my luck, okay, Valspar. No, Peter Molinari.
Oh,
Peter
okay. Yeah, I
Malnati.
got Malnati. Okay, yeah, I'm getting the names
I
way
said
mixed up.
Molinari. My bad.
Oh,
That's on
gotcha,
me.
gotcha. Okay, gotcha.
That's on me.
I was like, wait a minute. He wears
My
a bucket
bad.
hat. Well, hey, you know
Yeah.
what? At least he's won, right? I mean,
No,
technically,
no,
he's got a
no.
W.
Yeah, no, I agree. No, that's awesome. But what I'm saying is he didn't. It's like the first win that he ever had or that he's had like in 3 or 4 years. And he was just talking about the grind and how difficult it had been, to stay focused. And you look at this guy's swing, and no offense to him because he's a PGA Tour player, but like it's not like a beautiful swing that you're used to seeing a lot of these PGA Tour guys have. It looks like he's got like a high finish, and it looks like he's forcing it. It just looks a little bit uncomfortable, but it works.
Yeah,
And it kind of just reminds me of one of those guys that could hustle you like crazy. Like you watch him play, you're like, oh, this guy's a scrub. There's no
yeah,
chance this guy's like good. And then he just like smashes you like 7-8, 7-8 or 8-7 or whatever in freaking skins. And you're like, what the heck just happened?
yeah, yeah, yeah. There's a lot of guys who do that. Um, but kind of going back to the grind, I think that has a lot to kind of talk about. Like what we spoke about a little on one of our past ones. It it is. I think that's one thing about golf that just no one truly understands unless you're fully immersed in it is how hard it is to be good, like to be a contender in like the top 200 in the world, right? Like it's it it's a lot of work, and to see guys like him pull through and get a
Mm-hmm.
W and be back up on the leaderboard, like it's awesome. I mean, it comes and goes, but especially to stay true to the tour, especially with everything going on with Live, like
Right.
that says something.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think any win says something, but yeah, man, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. Another thing I want to bring up and ask you, I'll let you go first, but then this is probably a long time ago,
Dude,
so
your
you're probably gonna
video
have to
is
dig this
freezing
one
like
up in your memory
crazy.
and let me know. Yeah, so was yours. I don't know what
Yeah,
the heck is going on.
your video is freezing like crazy,
Um,
dude. You can't have this when Rich Lerner gets on the pod, or else he's gonna be like, "Guys are done."
what are we doing? I know, right? Um, but when would do you remember the first time you broke 80?
Yeah.
Do you have a golf ball?
No,
Do you have anything?
no, I don't.
No,
Um, I don't.
that long
No,
ago, huh?
that long ago. No. The first I do remember it was at Poplar Creek. I remember I was playing with my buddy Daniel Romero. Um, we were playing Poplar Creek at a twilight time. It was like one of the times where the sun was going out later, and we just happened to get out there, and um, I made this crazy putt on 18. I was like right on the cut. It was either I made a par to shoot 80, or I made a birdie to hit 79, and we were on 18. I hit this big ass cut over, like not even intentional. It was just a really bad
Mm.
swing, but hit it over the snack shack. And we like shouted Fore. We're like Fore. All of a sudden the wind gusted and just came back across. And I was right in the middle of the fairway, about, I don't know, maybe like 160 out, and hit the same shot, just flung it out there on the left side. It came back, takes the slope, and it's like, I think it was like a 40-foot putt. And I was like, well, I got nothing to lose here. I was like, I just got to get it close to make a par to shoot 80. And he's like, you got to make this birdie. And I hit it, and it just fell. I was like, holy crap. But I guess I do remember it, but I mean, I think I did it. It was either that round or one at Crystal Springs Golf Course.
Were
Um,
these in the Bay Area?
yeah, these are all up in the Bay.
Or
Yeah,
how old were you then about for these ones?
Shit, that was 20,
Were you up there for like college, or were you
2013, 2014.
like before you came out to the valley?
That was 2013, 2014. I think when I did that.
Okay, so in college, around college time.
Yeah, yeah, around college time for sure.
Okay. The
Yeah.
reason why I asked is because I posted. I'm trying to look on my phone right now,
Yeah, you
but I'm
posted the
not good at.
story of you at Riverside.
Yes, and I'm just trying to find the date of that. Oh, come on, dude. Oh, not 2014. Okay, there we go. It was July 21st, 2021. I think it was like a Wednesday. God bless you. And
Thank you,
I
son.
was supposed to go to play Eagle Springs with my buddy Eddie. That's hopefully going to be able to hook us up at Spyglass at Pebble Beach. Um, and he was supposed to get us on to Eagle Springs because he's from Bass Lake and he's got connections up there and he was going to get us on. And I texted him that morning of this day that I was planning on going golf, and I was like, "Hey, dude, we still on? What time's the tee time?" And he goes, "Oh no, man, I got so drunk, whatever, blah blah blah. I totally forgot to set up the tee time." And I'm like, "Crap, okay." And then I'm sitting in our little living room in our apartment with Stephanie. I'm like, "Gosh, like I have the day off. I took this off to go golfing, and I have nothing else." She goes, we'll like call around, see if you can just walk on." And so I'm like, okay, and I was like, okay, well, I'll just go to Riverside. They usually have tee times you can just walk on. And it was so last minute. I wasn't expecting to play that as well as I did. Like I think I bogeyed the first hole, parred the par three to par four. I had a long birdie putt of like maybe like 25 feet just off the fringe from the back, from the right side. If you're looking directly from the tee box to the hole from the right side, going down a little bit. And I was like, okay, that's a good start. Let's see how this goes. And then I think I bogey the next hole. I'm by myself at this time. I bogey the next one, and then I meet up with these two guys that I kind of been following, been like right behind a little bit. And at the par three, you go across the water, and they're like, "Hey, you can just go through if you want." And I'm like, if you don't mind, I'll just play with you guys. Like, I don't care. Like, it's just you two, and I might be waiting on the next tee box anyway. So if you don't mind, I can play with you guys. I'm like, yeah, sure, no problem. And really cool guys. One of the guys I think actually is one of the color commentators, like FPU now. I don't know what sports he is, but he's in casting. And so they were there for the rest of that round. I shot 4 over on the front, and I shot even on the back. I think I had some insane shots, like some of the ones that just like kind of like made everything work. On was it the 12th hole, because you go 10 that you go down, you got the par three, and then that one that goes up and down, that's the 11th. The 12th hole with the dog leg left, where you have the hill on the left side, so you have to like make sure I think it's like the smallest green that they have.
Yeah.
I just hooked my tee shot, dude, and I don't know how I found it, but it was on the hill, hanging on the hill, and I walk all the way up to see my line, see where the ball needs to go, where I need to aim. And dude, I hit it to within like 10 feet. And I'm like, holy crap. Obviously, I missed the putt, but I got in for par somehow. Next hole is the par five. Smashed my drive. And then I was 205 yards out, pull out a 6-iron. And how the heck did you do that?
I don't know. I didn't do anything. That's something on your screen. Mine's been doing that too. If I'm
What?
Yeah, it's like a new
No, wait,
automated thing
I
that
did
happens.
something? What? That was trippy. Anyway,
Yeah.
smashed my drive. I'm 210 yards out. And I put my 6-iron literally 5 feet away for eagle, and I was like, oh my gosh, you guys get your shots out of the way. I'm gonna take my time on this. I gotta drain this. Like, and this was literally gonna be the first legit eagle that I ever had. I've had an eagle before at this time, but it was on a 208 yard par four at what is it? Laguna Lake Golf Course, a short little par three course that has 2 tiny short par fours that don't count. And I chipped in for eagle on the COVID cones, that are sticking out, so you just had to hit it. It probably would have dripped in. It honestly probably would have dripped in. I know, we've seen some funny videos right there where the guy just literally smashes his putts in. Man, I'm 8 under. He just
55 is looking possible today.
But this one legitimately would have tripped in. But so this is like my legit first attempt at eagle. I drain it. I'm like, okay, let's go. I think I ended up shooting like 4 under on the par fives that day, like 2 birdies, a eagle, and a par. And then on 18, I'm like, okay, all I need is less than an 8 on this short par 5. That's it, and I'll be under 80. Like I had so much wiggle room, and I think I ended up parring it for a 76, and I was like, so stoked. I was like, holy crap, this finally happened. Because I know with you, I played at Rancho Solano. I shot 80, and I hit 80 like 3 or 4 times. I just could not break through for whatever reason. And
Yeah,
I even have
18
I have
got
a
you on that
picture.
day.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
exactly. I had the dude literally sign the scorecard. I'm like, can you sign the scorecard? I had it posted. I think it's still on my Instagram. I was like, dude, today I broke 80. Like, let's
Nice.
go. And now I have the golf ball still, and I kept one golf ball that whole round. I have the golf ball, and then I also have the golf ball to my under par round. Do you remember your first round that you shot under par?
That's
Did you hear me?
legit. I have, yeah. Oh, sorry,
Okay.
you were frozen. I heard the last part, and then you froze. But
Okay.
I have the golf ball when I broke 70, like my first round under 70. That was that was legit. I was super stoked about that one. Yeah, I have that golf ball and I have that scorecard.
Nice. You have it like marked like your score with like you like wrote on the ball or anything like that. I do
No,
too,
I
but
didn't.
Carter keep. Oh, you
I
didn't.
didn't write on the ball. No, I didn't write on the ball. But I
Carter
have the
keeps on taking
scorecard.
these things, dude, and like moving them around. I'm like, dude, stop playing with these balls. I don't.
You should
These are the
just
golf
get one
balls
of
you can't
those.
touch.
Get a frame.
I have one, dude. Stephanie doesn't like me hanging
Uh,
it up. It doesn't look good, girl.
I
Girl.
would have been like, you know what? This is my area.
uh,
You're treading on some, you're treading right now. No,
uh,
I have the scorecard when I first broke 70. I played with this we were I was at Yochadehi with Isis during 2020, and we played with this Indian couple. Like, it was so funny, and I hate to make fun of her for this, but the woman was like a big high roller first and foremost. Like, she was like, "Oh yeah, we're staying at the presidential suite over here." Down, down, down. Right? We're like, "Okay, cool, cool." And the guy was just, I mean, her husband was just playing golf, so we were just out
mhm,
there having fun. It was just a day for me and Isis just to get away, go check out this awesome course, right? Or for
mhm.
me to show her this awesome course. And the woman was like, the woman was literally like, what did she say? She said something that like Isis and I could not, like, every time we looked at her, we just couldn't stop. Like, oh, she goes, yeah. She's like, I went and did a yoga class this morning. Like, I'm feeling good, you know, and I've been intermittent fasting for like 2 months, and I made this joke of like, I thought you're supposed to lose weight when you're intermittent fasting, and Issa's like, shut up, shut
You did not.
I did.
Oh no.
I didn't say it to her, but I like said under my breath towards Isis, and Isis is like, shut up, they can hear you. I'm like, you just told me to bump up the music louder. You think they're gonna hear me? I'm playing 2 tee boxes back. What are you talking about? But dude, it was it was just the joke of the day. So like every birdie I made, I like walked back to I like walked back to the golf cart and I was intermittent fast that one. Like, I was just making jokes, but yeah, the first time I ever broke 70 was a 67 at Yochadehi from the tips. 2020, it was like a Wednesday, and
Mhm,
we just went out there. There's like no one there, and we just happened to get paired up with these 2 people, and like the guy signed my scorecard and was just like, dude, he's like, you put together an amazing round. I was like, yeah, we were just having fun, dude. Like, just having a good time, laughing, and like the lady's like, you guys are such a cute couple. She's like, she just sat there, drank her wine, had her snacks, and then all of a sudden, I like, again, like, we were laughing so hard because she's like, I wish I could have eaten more snacks, but with my intermittent fasting, it's only times that I can eat. And I'm like,
Of
what are you
course, of
talking about,
course.
woman? No, in my mind, I'm like, what are you talking about, woman? You didn't intermittent fast anything. You pulled out like a jar of hummus and naan bread, and then it was like you're snacking on that while still having a drink. I'm like, that's not how intermittent fasting works. And
Cheat
so me and
day,
he's
cheat day.
dude, literally. So me and Isis were just like, we were laughing and we just kept making jokes about it the whole way home. But it was awesome because I was rolling my putter just so good. And I was just like, the crazy thing was is like I felt so crappy with my irons, like middle shots. I was just putts were just perfect. I just picked a spot and it was just like, ew, ew. I'm like, can't
Dude,
miss
that's
today.
what's crazy about golf, dude. Like, you get the best round of your life, and there's just like those shots that you're like, dang it, like I could have shot so much lower if I would have shot these ones like I normally do, like we talked about before. But then you also have those ones that you don't do well on, that you just for whatever reason hit them well, and that you normally don't. And it's one thing I hate about golf, dude. You can have the best round of your life. You're like, gosh dang it, man, why did I go lower? I'm so much
I
better than
know, right?
this.
I know. You can never
Fully
like,
satisfied.
yeah, no, never, never. You're never satisfied with golf. And that's the one thing that like bugs me is like even when I shot 66 for my men's club, right? I mean, I had 7 birdies in a row. And it wasn't until 11 that I made a bogey, right? That I was just like, "Oh my god, how did I miss that?" Like
Mm-hmm.
I just had missed the putt for par, or I'm sorry, I had just missed my birdie putt, and then I was like straddling over like two ball markers, and then I like tapped it and it just goes, phew, and I was like, no way, did I just do that? But yeah, it
Yeah.
was. I mean, it was stupid. And then I just remember like walking off 18, right, which is where I made my last birdie just to get back to 60 to get to 66, and um I just remember telling the guys that like I was playing with, I was like, dude, I left so many out there. Like all the par putts I had on the back nine was insane.
Really?
Even on number 12. Number 12 I got on in two, three putted for par.
Ooh, those are tough.
But that one's a
Ugh,
tough one though, dude. Like I'm telling you, when you and Stephanie come over this way and I can take you out to play Foxtail, like number 12, it's it fucks with you right when you step on the tee box because you're like, I want to I
do
want to hit a
this.
shot over the trees with a little draw, get over the cart path, and give myself 220 in, and then just rip whatever club to get back there, and then you're there, and the green it's the biggest green on the entire course, but it's like on a slant like this, like
Oh,
you
so
have to
it's
hit
hard to
it,
stay on.
dude. You have to hit it to like the top of the fringe, and then just let it kind of come down. If it's a middle pin, if it's back on the far right hand side, you have to hit towards the top of that fringe, and then let it kind of go through like the little ravine that it has, and then let it funnel down there. The left
Hmm.
side is just like it's the only one that you can stick because it's the only area that's semi flat. So you
Yeah.
can
Okay.
just
Okay.
hit a high shot and just let it stick.
Yeah.
Anywhere middle, far right, you're effed. It's like there's just no point in going forward into. It's not beneficial unless you can stick it tight. And even
Hmm.
then, your putt's still going to break 4 cups out to the back to the right hand side.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, I remember the first time I broke par was last year. I think probably like in June 2023, which is honestly about
Mhm.
what just under 2 years from when I broke 80 for the first time. And dude, I was working on a new swing fix. First day that I had my Jumbo Max grips. First time I ever swung those.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
dude,
yeah. I
and the best part
remember.
was I actually recorded this whole round, so I actually had the
Hmm.
whole thing on and birdie the first hole with like a 20-foot putt, bogey the second hole, par five, like had some terrible shots. If my chipping was half of what it was now, like than it was back then, I would have had no issues. Third hole, I think I three putted I made it on the green, three putted for bogey again. So I'm 1 over after 3 holes after starting, 1 under. And then I go birdie, almost hole in one, birdie, birdie again, 3 straight birdies to get to 2 under after 6. Bogey, bogey, par. So I have 4 birdies in the front 9 and 4 bogeys, and I'm shooting even. I'm like, you got to be kidding me! The opportunities that I let slip out of, like, if you watch some of the shots, I chunked the chip, and that was pretty much it. Chunked the chip, a bad tee shot or something like that, just something stupid. And then I had some good putts on 10 and 11. And then par 3, I had a very good 60-foot putt that got literally within 2 ball rolls, 4 inches within getting a birdie. And I pull up to the 13th hole, the par 5. I cut the corner on the right, and I'm about 115 yards in. And for whatever reason, I go with the 54-degree wedge, and I hit it well, but it's 35 feet short. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Fortunately, I put a good putt on. I can 2-putt it. I didn't make it. I got close, but I'm 1 under, and I hold on to that until the 17th hole. And I hit a good drive on the fairway, par 5, going for it in 2. And I'm like, hey, you know what? I'll go with my 4-iron. Haven't hit it all day. Why not try it now? With ball above my feet, chunk it, goes left, and I end up bogeying there again. Now back to even. I'm like, dude, I'm so close to freaking, I need to break par, or this round is just gonna be I'm gonna be so mad because I'm right there. And fortunately, I'm able to birdie the 18th hole, and still to this day, the first time that I've shot under par. And I'm hoping I can. Well, technically, I mean, I did shoot under par from the children's tees, but whatever. It is what it is. Not everyone can say they've done that, but I'm happy to pull that off. But I was by myself that round. Literally, that was the best part too, because I was by myself. I could talk myself through the shots. No one on the course. It was freaking sick, dude.
Nice. Yeah, dude. I mean, that was a good round. I remember watching that one. That
What
was a
are
good
we?
round.
Okay, so I do have a question for you.
I
Another
have
question.
36 holes that I need to upload. I mean, I shot 70, 79 for the Stableford. Shared a few good choice awards in there. And then I think on Monday I was supposed to do 36 holes with my buddies, but then I had to get home. I guess Adelina's a little much, and I was like, yeah, I can't be out here till 7 o'clock, so I gotta go. But I'm just trying to edit the video so at least it looks like everything goes in sync, and then I gotta figure out a way to put all the tracers on it, which is even more annoying.
Just do the Shot Tracer Pro. Just download Shot Tracer Pro on your computer through the App Store, and do a free 3-day trial, and you get for free for 3 days, and then you could just cancel it after that, and then literally you can do that every single time. It's actually a lot easier than you think. But I was going to ask you. Last time I was at the range on Wednesday, what's today? Thursday? I think it was yesterday, and I'm working on spreading my stance a little bit.
Look, it did it again. You see that?
I know. I did. What the heck? That's so weird. I don't even have my thumbs up. I have a thumb up, kind of, but that's weird. But I'm starting to spread my stance a little bit to give myself some more stability, so I'm not so off balance on my shots. Because I am sometimes off balance, sometimes I'm not. But I feel like with a wider base, you have some more stability on there. And I also just ordered the Jordan 1 lows, the all white. The all whites, I think you have as well. I think you played your last round in, and those don't have much traction. So I'm really hoping that I can play with those things and not just have to wear them outside all the time.
Summertime, you'll be fine.
That's what I heard. That if you play them in the wet conditions, there's no chance. But if you play them on dry conditions, you're fine. But I was actually hitting the ball pretty well. I mean, there wasn't too much of a difference. Just spread my stance out a little bit. Felt a little uncomfortable, but I was still hitting pretty decent in my opinion. I was making good contact. And how much of a difference do you think that will make if I have more stability? Do you think the stability equates more consistent shots?
So typically with your driver and woods, you want to have a little bit wider stance so you can kind of generate a little bit more power, create some more separation.
Okay.
But with your irons, typically shoulder width is really as far as you want to be, right? I
Okay.
mean, just
Okay.
just because that's already a pretty stable position already. But if you are a little bit wider, I mean, it just depends on where your ball placement's at, right? Because now you got to think if you're a little bit wider, you really got to make sure you clear that left side so that way your hips are, or that way your hands are dropping down and coming through the ball, and you got to keep
Mm-hmm.
that chest over it. You should see the ball come out a little bit hotter and get a little bit more distance, but I mean, it should minimize. Actually, it's not going to minimize your miss. We'll probably open it up a little bit more depending on how quick you're coming through it. But yeah, I mean, that was a little bit more complicated answer than I originally thought. But
Here we are.
yeah, yeah, but here we are. Yeah,
Okay. Okay. Interesting.
yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I was just curious of what you thought about that. Cause I was like, dude, I need to. If I'm slipping
Just
already,
on
I'm
it,
freaking Jordans,
I
dude.
would just focus like maybe a little bit wider stance on just your woods, because your
Okay.
your your stance is super narrow with your driver and your 3 wood. If you're
Mm-hmm.
just to kind of open that up just a little bit more outside of
Mm-hmm.
shoulder width, I think you would generate a little bit more club head speed, a little better separation, but you will see tighter distributions
Okay.
on your misses compared to having that narrow stance and like flaring it out 80 yards off to the right or duck hooking it because you're just coming super steep on the ball.
Right. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. You see that we are up to 675 subs on YouTube now. Dude, some of
Did
our
see that.
some of our shorts are catching fire, dude. If you like, I have a what is it?
I
YouTube
saw you
Creator
had
app.
one. I saw you had one that like got up to. I think I saw it like 95,000 views or something like that.
No, 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 no. Maybe
No.
like 9.5.
Uh,
The most that we have right now, shorts wise, on any of our shorts, the most viewed is 10K, and that's you from going 225 uphill. And then yeah, and then we have a few that are over 9K. But what's crazy, I've noticed with this algorithm, like some days it'll like pick up and I'll get like 1,500 views within like 45 minutes. And then, it'll trickle off. And then some will be like, you get like 15 or 20 views over a day and a half. And I'm like, what the fudge, man? And then within like 2 days, I'm like, wait a minute, why are we having more subs? Why are people subbing? And then I look at one of those shorts and all of a sudden, oh, it's got 4,000 views. Okay, that thing is just getting picked up by the algorithm and it's just shooting up and up. Um, but yeah, dude, we're well on our way. And the only downside is, dude, get monetized. You have to have, dude. You want to hear it? It hurts. It hurts just to read this
bro,
because they use
what I want to know, and this is something that like I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos on. Like, do you remember Rob Deerdeck's cousin?
drama.
Uh, yeah, Drama, right? Like,
Yeah.
so Drama's now gotten into golf, and he's
No.
he's he's like a decent golfer. He's not like
Hmm.
super great, but
Yeah.
dude, because of his platform, and then he has a podcast with everything now too. Dude, he got like a $600 driver from TaylorMade.
Hmm.
They
Hmm.
sent him. They sent. I think Callaway sent him like literally like a $1,300 set of golf clubs for free. Literally, he
Hmm.
showed all the emails saying like, "Oh, hey, we're sending you this driver. No need to mention us. Just give us a thought on what your thoughts are. Right? Give us some feedback. Oh, here's this new club set. Like, come on by the Eli Performance Center so we can fit you for it, give you an experience. No need to mention anything about us. Right? Like, just go ahead and have it." Then he gets like the most expensive Jones bag. Right? It's like, I don't know. I think it's like a $500 golf bag, right? And they make super nice bags, kind of like Vessel. But he gets that for free. Then this dude, like, you know, I mean, obviously because he carries a lot of recognition and stuff like that. Like, he gets to go out and play, and he's just butchering up one of these courses in LA or something like that. And I'm just like, dude, like, how do we get that stuff? I mean, literally, I'm over here drinking Poppy, which is like this is like the new drink. All the moms are like, yeah, this is super good for probiotic healthy guts. It infused with apple cider vinegar, an immune sidekick, builds muscle very quickly. And I'm like, Isis loves these things. Like, why can't we get a shout out from not even a shout out? Why can't we get like a sponsorship for Poppy to where they just give us like a bag to get stitched, or I'm sorry, like a something to put their name on our bag, right? Like, have four dads.
Because our cousin isn't Rob Deerdack, bro. If our cousin was Rob Deerdack, we'd be in. But
Yeah,
that's
but
the
you know what?
problem.
You know what? My cousin's out there picking these apples and pushing out all this apple cider vinegar stuff. My cousin who works in the cartels over here pushing these probiotics that they're putting all these. Fuck.
Dude, I know, man. I know, it's insane. I mean, that is what is nice, is like if you can have a big following somewhere, you could tailor it to whatever you want to get into as well. I mean, like,
But that's like the thing. That's like the thing. A lot of these guys who have really like taken off, like think about how GM Golf started, right? Literally just trick shots on the back of their backyard, right? And then Micah came on the scene and was like, "Whoa, a guy
mhm,
who's only 5'4", who rips the ball 360, like what the heck?" You know, the guy's a walking tank, but
mhm, mhm.
he's only 5'4", five
Yeah,
six, right? I mean, he's a super short dude, but people were throwing stuff at him, and now look at them. Now
dude.
they have Super Stroke, who has like a line that's gonna have the good on it.
Mhm, mhm.
Then they had
They're with Diggs and
yeah, they're with Dick's. Then they have their hat company, right? Their whole
mhm,
thing with their shirts, but then now they have like their own putter lines that they're doing. Like,
mhm, mhm.
all these guys, it's just like wild. Like, I don't know, dude.
Dude,
I mean, maybe
like
we just
listen,
need to start
listen to.
tagging everyone.
Well, dude, I always recommend tagging people. That's how we were featured on PGA memes. They saw my clip of that terrible golf shot and they posted it. It didn't give us really anything else besides people making fun of my outfit and saying my $400 Jordan's $4 swing, But besides that,
That was the best comment.
tip your hat sometimes, But dude, listen
Yeah.
to the eligibility. Like, even if we had 1,000 subscribers, which is like the minimum criteria, it says, and one of the following: either 4,000 public watch hours, we're at 474, maybe 4,000, or 10 million shorts views. We're at 99,000, which is, in my opinion, amazing. But that 99,000 is within 90 days, and you have to have 10 million within 90 days. So technically, the only way for us to get like monetize on YouTube and be able to make some money on YouTube is going to be if we get a YouTube video that has 9.95 million views, because we might be able to pick up the other 50K, but on our own. But if we don't have that, like, and you know what's crazy? There used to not even be these limits. Like when I did YouTube back in the day, like maybe 10 years ago now, for gaming, I literally made like $86 on just for that, for the monetization and stuff, because there was no requirements. And guess what? I couldn't touch it because you had to make a minimum of 100 in order to cash out. So it's just sitting there. I'm like, you got to be kidding me! Like, it's ridiculous. So this is terrible. So I mean, I'm hoping things on TikTok might pop off, like Patty O'Shea, but in order to get
I
some more
mean,
traction,
I think Patty O'Shea's timing is just immaculate with the whole China's changing, like China's re-revolutionizing golf, and it's like, whoa, China better not take America's golf.
dude,
Like,
dude,
yeah,
yeah,
I mean, when he said, I mean, honestly, like when he was doing the live things, and I was watching it, and he said that, I was like, that that caught my attention. How are they changing it? But dude, speaking of that video where he talked about like those golf carts, I can't I can't find those golf carts anywhere. Like, no company here in the US is reselling those golf carts that come fully decked out with everything that you need for 3K. I can't find those golf carts anywhere. Sorry, did you hear me?
I did,
Okay,
but
because
you
you
can't
froze on
find
my
them,
side.
meaning that they're out. like
No,
that they're
meaning like
selling
I don't
out,
think I
or
don't think I don't think that any golf cart vendor here in my area sells them.
mm,
Like I went through, watched the video 1,000 times, looked for the name. They're like, yeah, we never heard of that one. I'm like, I felt like some people may have been lying to me because there was even one shop that's like a fully custom shop where they take
you gotta be
recycled golf
careful
carts.
about those too. You know,
Yeah, but I don't know,
like
dude. It's like
if it's too good to be true,
something like
sometimes you're
that.
like, eh.
Yeah, but something like that, dude. Like looking at that video, like you're not gonna just bring a golf cart like that to the PGA
But what?
Super
But like
Show.
the thing is, if I were to know somebody personally, like one of your buddies, like, yeah, dude, I got to hook up there. Okay, well then I'll follow it. I'm not gonna be the first guy to fall down, and then fall for this scam. But hey, if my buddy did it and he went through, okay, cool, I'll go. But you know what I mean. Sorry, dude, but it ain't gonna be me.
Yeah, it
But
was
one
like
thing I
me.
do want to talk about before we
It
wrap
was
up,
it was like me
the
trying to buy Bitcoin. My account got hacked.
oh man, yep. Those are the days, man. And we don't even have our up and
Yeah,
down account anymore. Uh,
yeah.
um, but so have you heard about? This just came up to me, and we're going to talk about it hopefully for the next like 5-10 minutes. But I don't know. Okay, I'm not trying to say this ethnically or put anything down, but the Korean companies that buy all the LAT times. Have you heard about this? That they've been talking about Country Club adjacent. Have you heard about this? Where like this
No.
like Korean company or these Korean companies, I believe it's Korean. It might be some Asian companies. They literally buy out all the tea times in LA. Like majority of these high profile tea times that are available, they buy them all out. So they literally sign up, take all the tea times, and you have to go through this Korean website to get a tea time if you want to go to this place, unless of course you're a member at a country club or something like that. It's different, but not the public ones. And these people apparently make $40 a tea time, meaning that you have to pay the broker, quote unquote broker, $40 extra or more depending on a weekend or weekday or whatever. And so that means that the person who is I think they use a bot or something, that's to scoop up all these times like right when they're available. And apparently these people are making 10 to 20K a month based off of reselling these tea times instead of allowing the public to generally get these. And it's been this thing that's been going on for decades apparently in the LA area. I don't know why it hasn't been brought up, because I'd be freaking livid if I lived in LA. Like literally they say there's 60 times that, like if you go on Country Club Adjacent's Instagram right now, they'll show you the podcast and they're talking with the guy and he goes, if there's 6 tea times an hour and you pay a minimum of $40 each tea time, like you still have to pay the golf course when you get there as well, but just to get the tee time, it's a minimum of $40 maybe in the week, maybe more on the weekend. So that's at least $240 an hour. And if you have on a good day 6-7 hours of golf, of sunlight and stuff that you can play, let's just say on a bad day, hypothetically, you have 240 times 5. That's close to $1,200, something like that, $1,200 a day. Multiply that by 5. There's at least 5 to 6K that week. And then if you take a weekend, you maybe add an extra $500 because it's a weekend tea time on top of that. You make maybe 7-8K just for a 7-day increment. Multiply that, dude. People are making bank, and I'm like, why wasn't I in the coding business just to create one of these apps? And I'll do half of that, and I'll just give me a side
It
gig, dude,
isn't
because that'd be able to fund all of
isn't
our
that
Fore Dad stuff.
is
That'd be able to fund our
isn't
trips.
that
That'd be able to
exactly
fund all the camera players that we need.
isn't
Yeah,
that
go for it.
exactly what isn't that exactly what like Moose Golf and Golf Now do? Basically, where they buy these golf rounds from the clubs and then basically resell them to us for the club price with a processing fee involved.
I think yes and no. No, in the sense that if I go right now on Dragonfly's website and then I go on Golf Now, both I can buy a tee time from either one. I think it might be cheaper on Golf Now. So yes, there's a convenience fee there. But I think the difference is these people go in and they take the tee time, so you can't even get them on the website. You can't find them anywhere. The only way you can get that tee time is by going through their app. So there's no way for you to access it. You can't even call on the phone because you're like, hey, sorry, someone's already taken the tee time. It kind of reminds me of the bots when it came to, I think it was like the PlayStations and the Xboxes that just recently started coming out, and they had to like stop that because there were too many bots that were just buying it and reselling it for double the price. But have you not heard about this?
I haven't heard about this in the LA area. I've heard about this over in New York, where people like because New York only has, I think, a handful of, they only have a handful of like public courses. And when the weather clears up, like, dude, people rush to these courses, and the line is like outside of the facility. People will wait because,
dude, it's insane.
but someone mentioned the same thing where it's like people have learned that sometimes people just try and buy all the tee times, and no one actually shows up because they just want to have the tee time in case. But then people just show up and they're like, yeah, hey, we're 5 minutes to the tee time. Like, go ahead and go to, go ahead, go do your thing. And I think that's kind of what LA has to do, right? I mean, it sucks because LA has some amazing golf courses, but
right.
I think if you're, if it's,
you have to force them to have an address, and in my opinion, you have to have an address every single time. And and I don't know. There's multiple things. I know, like for the Xbox and PS5 thing that they had issues with in the past, they force people to only be able to pick them up. They aren't able to buy them online and ship them just to one area. They have to always have, so they can at least maybe weed it out that way. But I don't know, dude. I'd be freaking livid if I was down there and couldn't get a tee time.
I would be too. I'd be super pissed. But I mean, I think that's, shit. I don't know, dude. That might be a problem for a lot of places now that's kind of been spoken about. Like, again,
right?
you don't even really need to know coding for a lot of this stuff now. You can literally just go to ChatGPT and tell it exactly what you want it to build, and it'll do it for you. So some guys and women who know how to maneuver it could definitely do it and start kind of making this another thing to kind of boost up the cost of golf now. So,
hey man,
I don't know, man.
If you know what to talk to the AI, if you want to start this up so we can, have some dope videos and get yourself a private jet so you can fly out here instead of having to drive. I mean,
yeah, might be something to look into. But dude, that's crazy though. That's super crazy. I wonder which courses it takes place at. It has to be like Victoria Lakes, and it's got to be some of the like the real, like the nicer ones, because I will say, like, there's a lot of Korean and like Asian and Japanese people in LA, like, that are there for real estate, who go out and play these courses. And it's like, I remember one time my buddy and I, Kevin, I think we were playing Victoria Lakes, or it was this really nice one that was like, you could see the Catalina Islands, like, from the course. Like, it was like right there. Wow. I forget what that one's called, but like we got paired up with these two Japanese executives, and they had their assistants they had a golf cart. They each had their own golf cart, but the assistants followed with carrying their bag.
Really?
Yeah, and we were just like, what's going on right now? Like, why are these guys carrying their bags when these guys have golf carts? I was like, they realize they're gonna beat them to the ball anyways, right? Like, what's going on? And I just remember the first hole was like a short dog leg. It was a short dog leg par 4 to the left, and me and my buddy Kevin were playing from the blues, and I ripped a 3-wood perfect on the tree line with a little draw, and it like got right up to the front of the green. And the guy just goes like this. He's like standing there with his club in his hand. He goes, "Oh," you pro? I was like, no, man, that's just a good ball. He goes, "Holy shit, you hit that one far." It was hilarious. Me and my buddy Kevin just started laughing so hard. He goes, "Oh," and then he like comes over like, "Oh, can I see your club?" And he goes, "Oh, to AD." He goes, "Oh, very, very, very good, wife, very, very good, very good." He goes, "Oh, what? Oh, a Callaway? No, no Titleist?" I was like, no Titleist. He goes, "Oh," he goes, and then he says something in Japanese to his friend. And then he just goes, "It's gonna be a very exciting day. It's gonna be a very exciting day." But they ended up being two super cool dudes. It was just funny because they had their assistants who were like golf cart, boom, and then the assistants were like, oh, ding, 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 like running behind them, with their bags. And dude, these guys had like their bag must have been at least $20,000. Like they had this tour
What?
staff, like they had the tour staff Homa bags with Homa irons with the gold, with like the real gold, pieces on there, like everything. I mean, I like look up how much Homa clubs are and look at the way that they're built. I kid you not, it's gonna blow your mind. And then they had head covers on all of their stuff, right?
Of course.
But I mean, these dudes were like decked out in like really nice golf clothes, everything. It was like everything in their bag was like top of the line tour staff. And I'm like, me and Kevin are just there like, man, I got a nice bag, but dude, that guy's rocking like a $20,000 set alone. His bag is probably $5K. Like,
hey
it's
man,
insane.
you got another one of these? Got another one of these bags?
Yeah.
Can I have it? This is pretty
Yeah.
cool. This is
Oh
like your
no. Oh
your
no.
guest bag.
Yeah. Oh no. This one mine. Go find yours somewhere else, Mr. Brown boy.
Oh, all right. Well, I think it's a good spot to wrap up the podcast. Again, thank you everyone for listening. Thank you for your support, and don't forget to stay fly and go low. And hopefully, this next month, Don Julio and I will finally get out another round. I think it'll be the first one, 2024, and hopefully, we'll have some good content for you guys coming up soon. But see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.